Isaiah Jackson was saying he's really kind of taken a step with his mental game. He's credited a lot of players for that. What have you kind of seen from him and his improvements over the offseason with the mental game itself?
I think just understanding the mental grind throughout the whole season and what it takes to be sharp every day. Coming out with an edge and not getting complacent. Obviously Jax is a tremendous center fielder, but he knows he can get better, and I think from a defensive standpoint, he knows he can still improve upon last year, as well as obviously from the offensive standpoint, there's room to grow. So hopefully he takes that leap and makes the quantum leap from last year to this year.
Coach, any major takeaways from last week's scrimmage on either side of the ball, you feel like, in comparison to what you saw maybe in the fall?
We have to get better, top to bottom. I think just continually improving on the pitching side of things and pounding the strike zone. And then offensively, I've been a little bit disappointed the past few games just on being able to put good at-bats together and string good at-bats together. There might be one here and there, but being able to kind of put the team offense together needs to improve.
So Isaiah being first committed under the previous staff and then staying committed through his last season or so, was there any re-recruiting that had to be done? Can you sort of walk us through the process of how sort of he stayed on board and you guys were sort of in contact at that time?
I think Isaiah, not to speak for him, but I think he understands the value of being at Arizona State. And what the program is bigger than any one person, head coach included. So coming here, this sets you up for life if you do it right. And I think he understands that, and I hopefully he respects the current coaching staff enough that he likes it here. Again, not putting words in his mouth, but I think he likes it. He's here, so that's enough to be said that in today's transfer happy world that if you're not getting everything you want, just go look for greener pastures. I don't think Isaiah's been raised that way, and that's a tribute to his family of raising him the right way. So he's happy here. He vetted that process before he stepped foot on campus, so he knew what he was getting into, and I think hopefully I'm what I advertised to him, and I'm trying not to pull any punches and be myself. So everything I've had with him has been great. He takes coaching well. He takes constructive criticism well, and he's turning into a leader around here. So happy with what he's doing.
How has he kind of led the way in the outfield, considering that's probably the most crowded position battle the team's got?
Again, he understands that we're moving one of two directions. We're either getting worse or we're getting better, and you can't stand still. And his mentality is that he understands he has to get better and continue to improve. And my job is to continue pushing him with myself coaching him, and our other coaches pushing him to get better, but also continue to recruit players that push him as well, that are itching for playing time. So with I don't know if you guys know Nick McLean, with his hand going down, there's battle for playing time out there. So it's good competition.
Isaiah mentioned that this was the best decision he ever made foregoing the MLB minor league system and going to college. Do you think that's kind of an underrated part of the game, where instead of getting stuck in a minor league system, guys instead try to get their stock up by going to college instead?
For me, it's obviously the landscape has changed since my own experience going through it, but I think the number one thing is from a maturity level, you got to be ready to handle pro ball, and it's not an easy lifestyle. It's not all the things and challenges that get thrown at you on and off the field. You have to be mature enough and ready to handle it. And as an 18-year-old kid, I can speak to myself, I was not even close to mature enough to be able to handle that coming out of high school. So there are some kids that are ready to do it, and they're getting a lot of dollars thrown at them to persuade them away from the college experience, which I think you can't put a price tag on. So for him to do that, I think he's going to leave Arizona State with his degree, the college experience, and you can't put a price tag on, and I think he's going to be more mentally and physically mature to when you get to pro ball. My goal is for our players to not play pro ball, it's to be big leaguers. So to equip them with what they're going to need to move up the minor league system. It's not just, let's get to A-ball and call it a career. No, I want you to get to the big leagues and be successful and stay there for a long time. And in order to do that, you have to learn how to deal with failure. And I think college prepares you or can prepare you very well for that. So obviously I'm a big advocate for college before you get to pro ball, but I think to echo what he said, it's hopefully the best decision of his life.
What can you tell us?
Isaiah described running campus as a professional college clubhouse. Have you been able to use him as an example of what this program embodies and what you want it to be, especially for these younger freshmen and then also the transfers as well?
Well, I think Campy is a guy that if you want to know how to do it right, you just follow him around. And I've encouraged the younger guys to. Joe Lampe took Campy under his wing. Campy is taking other guys under, and following suit under his wing. So, these guys want to learn what it's like to be an All-American and take care of your body and eat healthy and do things right and follow Ryan Campos around. He's established in himself as a tremendous leader in there by example. And to me, that's what this program, we need to continue getting those type of kids that aren't satisfied with being great. They want to be better than great and continue to strive to be the best they can. So Campy's been outstanding.
You hit on it a minute ago about Nick McLean in his hand. Is it hurt again?
Yeah, Nick broke his other hamate bone. So he's, obviously we missed him significant amount of time last year with, I believe it was his left hamate bone. This year, a few days ago, did his right one. So we're going to be without him to start the season, but hopefully, hoping we're getting him back by conference play if all goes well, or maybe a week prior if things go really well. But it's one of those, I say one of those freak accidents, but in this case it's twice because he's a switch hitter and it's usually that bottom hand that when it happens it does, and unfortunately we'll be without him to start the season. But our strength of our team, I think, is our depth. So I think we're in a spot where we'll be able to weather the storm and hopefully get him back as soon as we can.